What's going on, Self Growth family? It's Phil. Another day, another video. Excited today. I get a chance to do something different. I get a chance to take y'all to church today. I get a chance to preach a little bit. For those who don't know, my grandfather was a preacher down in Atlanta for many years, like Atlanta Southern Baptist. So he was one of those, and you don't know what you don't know in the mountaintop, and the napkin and the pat, and there was the big glass thing on the podium, and all the women of the church had the big flower pot hats, look like a garden across, like some fancy sombreros. Like, so anytime I get a chance to preach, man, and just talk the word, I get excited. I mean, so I wanted to talk to y'all about a topic I feel is important. I get a lot of people talking to me about like just different things that they're worried about and they're stressed about. First and foremost, we are all going to worry. We are all going to, to an extent, like, stress over situations, just kind of the way that we're programmed. But at the same time, what does worrying do? Like, what does stress do? I'm gonna read. It says, Luke 12:25. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to their life? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Like, what does worrying do? And I took the time and I was kind of just thinking, like, okay, so if I have a problem, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, whether it's relationship, whether it's school, whether it's sports, like whatever my issue is, if I worry about it, like if I dedicated a full hour and I say I'm just going to spend this hour spending my time worrying about this issue, how much closer am I to fixing the issue? If I do it for 3 hours, if I do it for a week, 168 hours. If you did a week straight, 168 hours straight of worrying about your issue, and you're still not anywhere close. Like, if you made a graph, going up, you're still. So you mean to tell me if I could dedicate 168 hours to something and it's still not closer to fixing it, why do it, right? So then, if you have an issue, why not spend an hour or something trying to fix that issue instead of just worrying about it? Like, it's not going to do anything for you to just worry about it. So why not take the time to come up with a solution? Spend that time effectively coming up with a solution of what I can do. Okay, well, if it's money, I can come up with an extra job. If it's spiritually, I can audio Bible for an extra 30 minutes. If it's just knowledge, I can read for an extra 15, 30 minutes a day. Like, if it's relationship, we can go to like a marriage counselor or whatever it is. Like, you could spend that hour that you're spending worrying and spend it with coming up with a solution to your problem that you're so worried about. Sorry, this lady just walked up on me because there's a baby deer behind me. I'm over here shooting a video. I told you I live in Crystal Lake. It's nice out here. Look, there's a deer, but getting how you live. So your time is more effectively if you spend it towards figuring out the problem or figuring out a solution to the problem and just worrying about it. But also, so that's the part about just the worry. Do you know who you are? Whose you are? Like, that you're a child of God, that you have dominion over your circumstances, that you can speak to your circumstances. But in the Word it says that if you talk to your mountains with the faith the size of a mustard seed, that the mountain's going to move. Like, do you know that stuff? Do you understand that you can speak to your financial situation? When Jesus spoke to the fern and the fern died, like, do you know that you have that same ability? It's like that God blessed that within you too. So when you can speak about your finances, we can speak about your relationships, we can speak about your friendships, we can speak about your situation, when you can speak about your job, when you can speak about your life, when you talk about all the stuff that you're going to talk about anyway all throughout the day, why talk about it in a negative way? Why speak death when you can speak life into your life? Why talk about, like, okay, so the relationship's not going good. What are you talking about that's going to fix it? We've been rocky for the past week, but we're going to go do the work that's necessary. Like, end it on a good note, but we're going to do the work necessary to stick together. Okay, I have bills that are coming in, but what I'm going to do is God's going to put a situation in my life where the money's going to come and everything's going to be all right. Like, speak life into your situation. Don't just speak death. Don't just sound defeated. Do you know that as a son or a daughter of a king, that you have the right to speak victory in all of your circumstances? And it's going to happen. Like, all of your circumstances, if you speak victory to all of your circumstances, like, you have that ability. Why speak negative? Like, what are you talking about? If you have the choice of speaking positive or negative, what are you talking about? Like, you have to be honest with yourself. What are you talking about? And I feel like a lot of people too many times are speaking death into their situation instead of speaking life. Like, another thing I was thinking about, like, okay, and I've said this many times before, and I'm beating a dead horse. I get it, but you have a God. This is my belief. For those who don't believe, like, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but this is my personal belief. You have a God that has 100% success ratio. 100%, like his rap sheet, his stats. 100% of the time, he's pulled you out of every situation, right or wrong. Right? You're alive to talk about the problems that you've had, which means you've made it through them, which means you've lived to see another day, which means you are right. You have a roof over your head. You might not be balling out of control, but you have food on the table. You have a roof over your head. You have a job. Even if you don't like it, you still have one, which is better than a lot of people out there, and you're still complaining. But the thing is, you've had a God that has pulled you through out of every situation you've ever been in, and you still doubt him? Y'all have, I'm speaking of myself too, you have friends that don't deliver half as much as God does, and you still trust them more than what you trust your God. I have friends, or you have friends who let you down time and time again, but I still trust them wholeheartedly that they got my back because that's my boy. But God says that he'll deliver you through your circumstances, and you'll be like, he might. Like, understand his track record of success in your life. When does he let you down? You might have gone through some rough times, but you lived through them. Right or wrong? Right? So, on the post, my homegirl Delia, shout out to Adelia, turned one of the conversations we had into like a poster. And it was a conversation that I had with a guy. His name is Greg, mentor in my life. And he looked at me in the face and he was like, do you trust God or don't you? And it kind of threw me off a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I trust God. And he's like, you're lying. Like, if you know Greg, like, he's big in the, he's big in the paint. Like, he's swole out here. And he was like, you're lying. He said, let me ask you a question. Do you stress about your situation? Do you stress about your finances? Do you stress about the bills? Do you stress about the cars and stuff like that? And I was like, well, yeah. He's like, then you're lying to yourself because you don't trust God. If you trusted God, that you would understand that he's going to pull you through your situation. You're too busy about the temporary circumstances instead of the lifelong promises that God has made in your life. And that's why you don't trust God. You just kind of do it. You sort of. See, you still haven't let go and let God. You still want to hold on to yourself, and that's why you're stressed out about the situation. You don't understand that victory has already been claimed in your life. Why are you worried about it? Listen, I understand that the things are going to come in your life, and it's going to not be perfect. It's not going to be the way you want it. It's not going to be a Disney. It's not. Again, John 16:33. In this world you will have hardship, but then what does it say after that? But fear not, for I've conquered the world. If my crew involves an individual who has conquered the world, I'm confident, I'm cocky with who I roll with. Like, listen, you don't want no problems with me because my homie, he has conquered the world. Like, understand who you have behind you. Fear not, I have conquered the world. Like, I think that when you're praying about your circumstances, don't have that fear. A lot of people will pray about things and be like, okay, well, God, would you please? I think you have the power to get me through it. I'm going to go through the motions on this prayer, but I really don't think that you're going to deliver through, even though you have 100% track record. Like, no. When you pray, say it with conviction. When you pray, say it with confidence. When you pray, know that it's already going to be resolved. Know that you've already conquered your situation. Right? Know that and say it with confidence and act like it, man. Act accordingly. You're the son and daughter of a king. Act like it. Have the posture. Posture yourself like a king or a queen. Posture yourself like a prince or a princess. Like, know who you are. All right, second part of the prayer. Take the effort that's necessary to meet God halfway with it. And you say it with faith and everything will be all right, y'all. Like, worrying, it's not going to get you closer to your issue. And the only reason why you're worrying is because you don't realize who you have watching you. You've heard me say it before. Like, if it fits in your hands, you can control it. If it fits in your hand, which I got some big, but if it fits in your hands, you can control it. You can control your actions. You can control your attitude. You can control your work effort. That's what you can control. Anything else, it fits in God's hands. Let go and let God. Let him hold it. Let him hold your life. Give him control. Stop listen, I get it. It's in your comfort zone for you to. How's that working for you? You stressed, right? How's that working for you? Let go and let God, man. All right, no need for worrying. We serve a higher God, man. He's going to deliver. I promise you. He's done it. He had a 100% track record. He's not going to fail today. I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, man, and grow yourself. Give your worries to God, man. Everything will be all right. Y'all have a good day. Love you.